Good morning, everyone. You join me here in a beautiful misty woodland. This is called Pen Wood. It's somewhere that I know I can get to within about 10 minutes from where I live. So whenever the weather conditions are going to be fleeting, it might be snowy, it might be misty like today, or it might be looking like it's going to be a great sunset or sunrise. This is somewhere that I know I can get to really quickly. There's plenty of compositions around, and it's a fantastic woodland that I know pretty well. So today we have the benefit that it's not just going to be misty for the morning, which it usually is here in Britain. We've actually got mist predicted all day long. So it's about 9 o'clock at the moment, and I've been here for about an hour so far and just having a little look around, scouting everything out. I haven't got to the place that we are going to try and get to. Ideally, we want to get to somewhere where it opens up a little bit. You could probably see in the background behind me here, and I'm looking down in that direction there, it does start to open up, and the more it opens up, the more we can see that mist. So the mist, people use the term mist and fog quite interchangeably, but actually mist is the lesser of the two. So the visibility has to be up to, I think it's about, you have to see below 1,000 meters into the distance for it to be fog, and then over 1,000 meters, that's when it's going to be mist. So today we've got mist, but like I said, we have got that benefit that it's going to be here all day. So I've been scouting out, looking for a composition to shoot. I think I found something, but I do need to work the scene. So it's going to take quite a little bit of kind of messing around and kind of time-consuming work to make sure it pans out correctly and how I want it to. But if it does work out, it should be a fantastic first image and an ideal image to blow the cobwebs off. So let's get into it. Get this grass out of my way. So I have just taken a little shot there. Really what it was an exercise just to make sure I'm ready to shoot. So it ensures that my camera's set up the way I want it. It ensures, you know, I'm in that mindset and that frame of mind to get ready for shooting here today, so that when something does appear to me that is worthwhile shooting, I'm good to go. So I've got this shot. It's a lovely woodland scene with a decaying wood habitat in the foreground here. So I was really drawn to these mossy logs here. And for me, those mossy logs really just tell the story of the woodland and this sort of misty, ethereal weather that we've got today. So I've got the shot. Probably won't win any prizes, but I'll pop it up on the screen in just a second. And yeah, it really just helps to show that kind of woodland, misty, ethereal feel. To be honest with you, I am starting to feel quite skeptical of the Met Office prediction. The Met Office has actually upgraded the visibility in terms of photography, and it's now saying that it's actually going to be fog as opposed to mist as it was before. So it's saying that it should be less visibility, but to me it's just looking clearer and clearer, to be perfectly honest. So in terms of photography, I'm struggling right now. I've been kind of walking around. I'm still not to where I need to get to, so I have my fingers crossed that by the time I get there, maybe the fog will have rolled in again. But for the time being, yeah, it's just a bit of a drab classic British woodland at the moment. So without that fog, I'm not seeing anything that's inspiring me. So yeah, like I say, I'm still holding out hope that by the time I get to where I'm planning to shoot, it's changed slightly and maybe we have got even more fog as the Met Office is predicting. But we all know those British weather forecasts, you can't trust them. I think we have fog. We could be onto a winner. I'm going to try and be as quick as possible here, because as I'm looking at the scene that I'm planning to photograph, the fog is just moving in so quickly. It wasn't there a second ago, now it is, and I'm hoping it doesn't take me too long to set up my tripod here, because the fog is just moving in and out of this scene, and yeah, I just don't know if I'm going to get it in time. So what has drawn me to take a photograph here is the lichen covered trees. For some reason, I'm not sure why, this area of woodland has just got a really dense covering of lichen on a lot of the trees. So yeah, it's quite strange really, because a lot of the woodland around it doesn't have that much lichen, and generally when I go into a lot of the woodlands around here, lichen isn't really that common, but here obviously the air quality is of such a standard that it means that there's lots of lichen. So yeah, this particular tree that I'm photographing at the moment has a real covering on, literally all of the lower branches are pretty much covered with lichen. So I thought it made a fantastic subject to try and work this scene and try and get an image out of it. The mist at the moment unfortunately has rolled into the frame and then back out again. I might just take one as we're talking here actually, because it looks like it's slightly mistier than the last time I took a frame. Let me just double check that. No, it's about the same. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wait here. I'm going to see whether the mist rolls back through again, because this image is lovely. Like I say, I've got that interesting tree in the foreground with all of the lichen on it. I've got some nice trees in the background, and the mist should hopefully roll through past there very, very shortly. But yeah, there's no way of knowing exactly where this mist is going to go. So fingers crossed it comes my way. So I've been here for quite a while now, probably about 15-20 minutes. In that time, the mist, yeah, I hate to say it, it's probably got less than it was when I got here originally, so that's unfortunate. In that time, I've changed lenses a couple of times as well, just trying a few different things. Mainly, I wanted to see whether getting that shallower depth of field would kind of make it look a little bit more misty in the background. So I took off this Tamron and I put on my Viltrox 56mm 1.4 to try and use that 1.4 to my advantage to have a bit more of a blurry background. And yeah, it worked, but to be honest, I then looked at my images from before with the Tamron and I preferred that basically. So I'm back to old reliable, the Tamron 18-300. I just can't get over how useful this lens is. I mean, at every focal length it comes in handy all the time. I have made a video on it actually. If you're interested in watching that video where I review the lens and share my experiences with it, I'll pop that somewhere up here. But yeah, go and have a look and check it out if you're interested in this lens. But for me, it comes highly recommended. And like I say, on this shoot, I've taken it off, thought there might be a better option there, but I'm back to it again. That's why I call it old reliable. Yeah, so anyway, this image is probably not going to go anywhere. I think I've had the best conditions for the time being, but I'll pop that up on the screen now and see what you guys think. Can you see it? The mist is there, I just can't get to it. So in between me and the mist, there's this, well, there's one fence which is quite high, and then there's another fence further off, which again, I don't really want to jump over these fences. So yeah, I'm stuck within this woodland, lovely woodland, no mist, but out there I can see it. It's definitely there. So the forecast wasn't wrong. It's just not sitting in the right place where you would hope to find it in these woodlands and everything. It's sitting down in the valley just over there. So my plan now I'm going to try and follow this fence line along until I find a little bit where hopefully it opens up. Hopefully there's a gate so I'm not jumping over into someone's land. And yeah, hopefully I can find an image of this lovely valley here in the mist. On my backup plan, I do have the drone, so I could send the drone up and get some shots from up there. Let's see what is going to be the best way to play this. I'm not sure. Hopefully I get to the end of this fence line, there's a nice cut through, and then I can see into this lovely misty valley. Yeah, fingers crossed. So that plan of trying to get into that valley and trying to find the view through there just didn't pan out. Basically the direction that I went in, the path got further and further away from that fence line and there was no way through. So that was unfortunate, but I have finally found a really good misty scene. So I'm in the middle of this small valley at the moment, which is quite open compared to a lot of the rest of the woodland. And I can see quite a far way down there. You can probably see cars going past it just down at the end there somewhere. But yeah, basically I found this lovely tree, and because it's a conifer, it has quite a lot of contrast with the fog. So the fog is that nice bright colour in the background, and then the conifer adds quite a lot of contrast in the foreground here, or the mid-ground. I am quite zoomed in on this. What am I at? I'm at nearly 200 millimeters. So yeah, it's quite a telephoto shot. I really don't mind about anything in the image being soft other than that conifer. So basically I'm focused on that conifer. That's the only thing pretty much that's in absolute focus within the frame. I'm at f8. The foreground's out of focus, the background's out of focus and foggy. And yeah, it just really lends itself to these foggy, misty conditions. Yeah, I will say though, my gear, everything is just getting quite damp now. So yeah, it sort of gets heavier and then lighter, but in general, all of my gear is now covered in like a light film. So yeah, I definitely need to make sure everything's nice and dry before I put it away, otherwise it's going to get moldy. But yeah, luckily I've got weather sealed gear for the most part, I hope anyway. And luckily I have got finally a nice foggy image. So I'll pop that up on the screen now. So I think I'm going to try and make this my last photo. We'll see what happens on the way back, but I think this is probably going to be it for today. The conditions have been very up and down today, but yeah, essentially I've just come around the other side of this tree that I just took that photograph of. I could tell that there was this other tree that I did want to try and include in my frame. It's a gnarled up oak tree. I don't know if you can see it. No, it's off to the side, but it's a gnarled up oak tree. It's got these really gnarly kind of moss covered and lichen covered branches that I did want to try and include, but there was no way of including it from the direction that I was facing before. So like I say, I've come around the other side and I'm going to try a composition from here. Like I said, the mist has dissipated now, so we haven't got as much of a misty conditions, but I think this is still an image worth taking, and it'd be interesting to see how it turns out. So I've just taken that frame. I think it's okay. It's not as strong as the last one. Well, I don't think anyway. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm always curious to know which image out of a selection that people actually enjoy the most. So yeah, it tends to be, you know, sometimes a little bit different to the one that maybe I enjoy. So yeah, definitely I think from today, not this one, but my last one was the strongest image. But let me know what you guys think anyway. But yeah, it's been a nice morning. The weather, as British weather always goes, hasn't played ball, but it has been a nice morning, and it's a lovely place to spend a morning doing landscape photography as well. So yeah, it's always enjoyable being out in the woods. We haven't seen barely anyone this morning as well, so it's nice to always have the place to yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider subscribing. It always is so much appreciated and really helps the channel. So yeah, thank you guys to everyone that subscribed recently. And I probably won't see you until after Christmas. So yeah, this will be coming out next week. So yeah, it will be Christmas. So Merry Christmas everyone, and Happy New Year. And yeah, hope everyone has a really good festive period. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the new year. Take care. Bye.